myself and the finance director.
You called the Europe globally?
Yes.
And you had asked for the money?
Yeah, we asked for the money for him to pay back to the council's account.
So what was his response?
He said, I will pay. So that keep on dragging until when the system audit came. And even after the system audit, it was even difficult after writing to him. It was when the SIU, the police came there, they called him and they confronted him. That was the time he paid the money. And
that was time he
paid back the money, and the money was deposited back to our council's account at Trust Bank.
When was that?
This was sometime in April, May.
So why did you not write to Europe globally?
We wrote to him.
No. In 2020.
No, 2020 we didn't write to him.
Why did you not bring it to the attention of the General Council?
No, we didn't bring it to the attention of the General.
So you made no effort in 2020 to recover the money?
Because there is no document to prove that I have made effort.
There is no what?
There is no document to prove that I have made efforts, but I have made efforts.
Now,
yes.
The chairman
yes.
of Pasir Council, did he at any time attend any course in Combo at MDI?
Yes, at MDI, yes.
Can you please tell us about that?
No, I found him on that particular program.
On
that particular program at MDI.
What program was that?
I could not remember exactly what program was that.
Which year was this?
It was a diploma program. I took over in 2019 and I found him on that program.
And for how long was the program, do you know?
The program ran up to sometime in 2020.
For how long would he be in Combo? Attending the program at MDI?
I think, I'm not very much so, but he will come sometimes on a Thursday and have his class Thursday, Friday.
And have what? Please speak louder. Today.
I could not remember exactly what time the duration of the program, but I know I found him on that program, and the program ended sometime around in 2020.
Were you paying him per diem?
For that one?
Yes.
No.
So what was his benefit? Was he being paid, whether it is per diem or any amount of money in relation to him attending the program at MDI?
No, I could not remember, because even the drivers bringing him, we don't pay them the per diem. He took care of that. He took care of himself.
Please raise your voice.
I say even the drivers coming, we don't take care of their allowances. He took care of them.
He took care of them?
Yes, that I can attest to.
All right, we'll come back to that.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Any questions before I hand over to lead counsel?
Yes. Yesterday I was.
Yes, go ahead.
Yesterday I was given an assignment to check on the authority on expenditure that I have talked about here, and Madam Chair asked me to give a proof on that. So if you can allow me, with your permission, I can refer you to the section. Yes. Yeah, it's in the Finance and Accounting Manual, page 20, section 305. Talks about authority on expenditure, authority for expenditure. Page 20. Page 20 is 305, section 305.
That should be on 19.
On page 19?
Yes.
Okay.
Authority for expenditure.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Ture.
Yes.
What this is indicating, it did
Yes.
not specifically state the threshold.
Yes.
You understand? So who determines this threshold?
The threshold, the threshold should depend on the expenditure that we want to incur.
No, my question is, who determines that threshold?
And this is what I'm saying.
Is it you or counsel that says, is it counsel that determines this threshold and tells you that you can expend up to this amount, and beyond this amount you have to seek for authorization?
Yeah, in the document it doesn't specifically mention an amount, because they said from this amount you can take it to the chairman. Above this amount, a certain amount, then you have to take it to the council.
So when you do your expenditures, you do so based on discretion?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council.
Morning, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Now,
Morning.
you're saying that you do your expenditures within a threshold. There's no threshold set by your council, is that right?
This is what I mean. In the document, there is no threshold indicated in that.
And who is supposed to set that threshold?
I said the threshold will depend on the expenditure that we want to incur.
Who decides what the threshold is? Who has the power to decide what the threshold of your spending is?
It should be the CEO, but then it has to be depend on what we want to procure at that time, or what we want to, the good and service that we want to buy.
Why do you say that it should be the CEO?
Because when we need an item, or we need a service, if the amount of money that should be incurred for that particular service is high, because we are not told about any threshold, we should take it to the chairman for him to review and make comments. So certain amount he can also refer us to the general council. But I want to believe that the general council should set up that threshold.
And that's why I'm asking why you think that it's the CEO that should set up, determine what the threshold is.
It should be the general council that will set up the threshold.
Very well. Can you tell us about 5C? How did you get to know about the company and their business?
Yes, thank you very much. 5C company was introduced to us through a colleague chairperson of the chairman of our chairman for the Danjo.
Can you?
I said.
Can you simplify that? He was introduced to you by a colleague chairperson.
A colleague from Brikama, the former chairperson of Brikama Area Council.
Who was that?
Mr. Sirfo Sonko.
Okay.
Because they started this program, they started the 5C company, and he found out that it's a very good system.
They started the 5C company.
They started with the 5C company. He is the one who introduced 5C company to us through our chairman.
Okay.
Yes.
And when was this?
This was in late 2019.
Okay, so what happened? Did he attend a meeting with 5C and Basse Area Council? How did the relationship come up?
Yeah, when 5C was introduced to us, they invited us for a meeting. That was November, December, we went for a meeting. So we they did a presentation at Brikama Area Council on their system. Then we also see that it is a very good system. Then we can also emulate from Brikama Area Council. So the discussions start from that until we finalize. Before we even finalize, they have been coming to Basse to train our collectors and RT officers. That took a duration of almost 4 to 5 months. Then June 2020, the whole program kickstarted.
And when did you sign an agreement with 5C?
I think it was in January 2020.
Hang on a second. Registrar, can I please have the agreement between 5C and Basse Area Council? Now, when you signed the contract, I see that you wrote a letter in October 2020 to 5C complaining about certain things.
November 2020, yes.
Okay. Now, this is a few months after the machines were brought to the council.
Yes.
Okay, so before you signed the agreement with 5C, did you conduct any background check on them?
Yeah, that time we don't have any lawyer for the council or any legal advisor for the council. We depend entirely on their own company's legal advisor. But notwithstanding, I also wrote a letter of expression of interest to the ministry, our line ministry, for their advice.
When was that?
This was also in January.
In January 2020?
Yes.
When you signed the agreement?
No, before we signed the agreement.
Okay, when the agreement comes, we'll check the dates.
Okay.
So you didn't conduct any background check? You didn't check with the registry whether they were a registered company? When they were registered?
No, we didn't check that, but we asked them that whether they are registered.
Did you ask them to provide proof that they were registered?
No, I could not recall that. But I think we asked them that we want to see their registration certificates for allowing them to have do business in the Gambia.
And did you look at them? Did they provide the certificates? Did you look at the certificates?
I don't recall, but it was requested.
Was it requested in writing?
No, when we were having a meeting with them.
So, did you sign the agreement?
Yeah, I signed the agreement.
So you can't remember whether you verified that they're actually a registered company. So it's most likely that you never did before signing.
I could not remember that.
Yeah, but if you had seen it, you would remember, right?
Yes, I would remember.
So
yes.
you likely never saw it.
I could not remember seeing anything.
Is it more likely that you never saw those documents?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you discuss with the chairperson of Brikama Area Council about the company before you signed?
Yes, we discussed.
What exactly did you discuss with them about the company?
That is how they started it, and what are the benefits that they are when they are doing this when they are partnered with 5C. What are some of the benefits the council will get, and what is about the efficiency and the effectiveness of the service? We discussed about that. Based on that, that was why we were encouraged to get into the business.
Did you go to Brikama Area Council to check how the system worked?
Yeah, we went there. We had a meeting there.
When?
I could not remember, but I have an email inviting us for that meeting. I have sent all the emails to the investigators, that are the correspondents.
In 2019 or 2020, 2021?
This will be in 2020.
In 2020?
Yes.
After the signature of the agreement?
No, before the signature, before we agree with them.
During the break, we'll give you the document so you can show us.
I will check the emails.
And also, did you get the document that you were asked for yesterday? The letter that you sent recommending that the Director of Finance be confirmed?
No, I said those documents are in Basel.
You said you were going to speak to the CEO.
Yeah, I saw the CEO here. He said he was called for the issue of Massa Congo to come give a statement.
Where would those documents be?
They'll be in Basel.
Where in Basel?
In the CEO's office.
And only the CEO has access to his office?
That is, he has...
that is what?
That is his office, and I didn't further ask whether, in your absence, somebody can have access to your office.
Why? Because you don't need the document?
No, I need the document. When I saw him here, I told him that, well, I wanted to call you to find out whether I can get these particular documents from you. He said, well, I'm called here to come and give a statement.
Can you find out further whether somebody can get that document for you and send it to you before the break, or during the break rather, so that you can provide it after the break? Thank you.
That can only be sent maybe through an email or...
How have you been giving us documents? Have you not been printing them from your computer?
Yeah, this is why they are photocopies.
Yes.
Yes.
So in the same way, you can provide the document.
Okay, ma'am.
It's not that difficult.
I will endeavor.
No, can you kindly make sure you provide the document? We've been asking for it since yesterday morning.
Okay, I'll do all my efforts.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. So you said you went to Brikama Area Council and you saw how the devices were working.
Yes.
Did you see it when the revenue collectors were using it, or who showed you the devices?
No, their IT officer brought the devices. With our IT officer, while we are there, they did a demonstration.
Okay.
And on how to use the device, and they have been using the device for some time, and they have seen that there is efficiency in the use of the device.
So you didn't actually see the devices being used in action?
No, we've seen.
I mean, you're seeing being used on a normal day, regular day, for its normal functions.
Yeah, because they called a collector and it was demonstrated to us. Okay. After when the IT officer presented, he called a collector and it was demonstrated to us.
Now, you were saying in your letter of October or November 2020 that the devices that they provided to the council were old, or old versions. How did you know what the old or new versions look like?
Yeah, this is an advice from the IT office, because when we have these devices, most of them start having problems. So that was why I brought this to their knowledge.
What kind of problems did they have?
They said some of them, the batteries are not very good. So I believe if they are new ones, the batteries will not have started having problem at that time. So he said some of them, they have printing problem. So
they have what problems?
Printing, to print tickets.
Okay.
So this is why I brought that issue to them.
And you also said that there weren't enough devices for the revenue collectors that you had.
Yes.
There's nothing in your agreement about how many devices should be provided, is that right?
There is nothing in that.
Did you not think that it was something that should have been in your agreement?
It was very, very important that all those things are captured in the agreement.
So why did you not put them in the agreement?
We didn't put it there.
No, I know you didn't. Why did you not?
It's a lapse. It was a lapse on me, on my side.
The agreement that you have is very, very sparse. It doesn't say much.
Yes.
You didn't notice that when you read it?
No, I didn't notice that. But we also have, I don't know whether you have the framework agreement or you are looking at the MOU. We have a framework agreement.
Assistant Registrar, kindly provide that document.
Okay. It's a framework agreement.
Thank you.
Yes, a letter from NRA that was tendered yesterday, but we brought it back to our
Mr. Ture.
Yes, ma'am.
So this agreement is dated 27 January 2019, and it is signed 29th January 2020.
Yes.
This is actually the agreement that we have.
But that's what you have.
Yes.
There is an MOU after this one.
You had an MOU before you had an agreement.
No, after the agreement.
Sorry, you had an MOU after an agreement.
No, we have the MOU after the. No, we have the MOU, then we have the agreement.
Do you have the MOU with you?
I sat, but I think when I was working, I left it. But it's in the file, the 5C file in Bassett.
Okay, so can you also get somebody to send it to you during the break?
All right.
Can you note it down, please? Because I'll ask you again.
Okay.
Thank you. Now, when did the council get a lawyer?
No?
When did the council get a lawyer?
No, still now we don't have our...
Did you not ever have a lawyer?
No, we only hire when the need arises.
And when the need arises, who do you hire?
We used to talk to Kijera or Fati.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, you've spoken in your statement about the council's lawyer preparing a memorandum of, a power of attorney for the council. Who prepared that power of attorney?
I think it's Kijera. Let me confirm.
Mr. Ture, if you can't see it, we will give you time. During lunch break, you look for it.
I think I submitted it with the documents. Then I can. A bunch of documents that were submitted. It was a photocopy and it was very dark. Yes. I'll check again, but I believe I have submitted it.
Who introduced you to the lawyer? Or who introduced you to the two lawyers that you usually use? Mr. Ture?
Yes.
Who introduced you to the two lawyers? Kijera and Fati.
I could not recall exactly, but I did not know them personally. I think Kijera was introduced to us by the chairman.
And Fati?
Fati also was introduced to us by the chairman.
And how did you appoint them?
No, we didn't appoint them. We only, when the need arises, then we consult them and they send their invoice.
So you didn't go through any process at all to identify which lawyer you need to use?
No, we didn't go through any process.
So it was solely based on the chairman's recommendation?
Yes.
And there was no general council resolution to use a particular lawyer?
For the case of Fati, the issue was discussed at general council.
So there's a general council meeting minutes dated March 2022, where one of the issues that was raised is update from the council's lawyer. The chairman informed the meeting that the initial lawyer of the council wanted to compromise the case. As a result, he had to talk to Talib Bensouda and Yakumba Jaite, who referred him to one Yasin Senghor. However, Senghor said that she cannot come to Bassett due to her engagements, but further referred him to one Abdullah Fati, who agreed to take the case on the condition that his legal fee will be $225,000, with all expenses covered by the council. The chairman also informed the meeting that the case will be filed on Friday as per the information gathered from the lawyer. He then urged the management to raise the legal fee. Thereafter, the chairman advised the councillors as well as the management to stay together and solid. Adding to the statement of the chairman, Honorable Seni Kanute said he believes that the council's lawyer has all the legal tools to win the case. He also reiterated the fact that they have come very far together as a council and urged that the bond should be tightened.
Yes.
So first, I want to know, who's the lawyer that the chairman is informing the meeting wants to compromise their case?
I think that was our first lawyer, that is Lawyer Fati.
You
Sorry,
think that
Kijera, that was the first lawyer. That was the one we first started with. Then later he informed the General Counsel that, the way he see him, maybe he want to compromise.
Okay. And what cases is that the council was
This was the issue of the market, the Basse New Market.
What case was that?
When there was an executive directive for the allocation of the market to be moved from the Basse Area Council to the office of the governor.
Can you speak into the mic, please?
I said when sorry for that. When there was an executive directive that the allocation of the market canteens at the Basse New Market should be moved to the from the Basse Area Council to the office of the governor Juara.
So you were going to sue whom?
The state, the government.
And if it hadn't been filed yet, how was your lawyer Kijera compromising the case?
Well, it was the chairman who was spearheading the case, but maybe he was not satisfied with the way the matter was handled by Kijera. This is why he advised us to go in for Fati.
And were you not involved
yes,
in the discussions with Kijera?
Yes, I am involved with the discussion with Kijera because I used to call him to find out from him how far he has gone or whatever, because I am given that responsibility.
And the chairman did not disclose to you the reasons why he thought Kijera was compromising the council's case?
No.
So the chairman just makes a decision without consulting you, and that's it? Do you follow through?
The case, what I can recall, the case, when it was reported to him, maybe there was delay. So that was why I thought it was necessary for us to look for another person. But the whole case has never taken off, because while we are on that process, the local government, the GALGA, Organization of Local Government, came over to mediate on the case so that there will be no court case, and that the council can work amicably with the office of the governor to do the allocation.
So did you ever instruct Mr. Fati?
Yeah, Fati was instructed. I think he did some writings, and those ones were.
So you paid your legal fees?
We paid him for engaging him. I think it was only 25,000.
Was there any payment voucher for that payment?
Please speak into
there should be a payment voucher.
Mr. Ture?
Yes.
Please speak into the mic so that we hear what you're saying.
You said there should be. So can you find out from your staff, well, former staff in Basse, for that payment voucher for the legal fees?
It should be with the Director of Finance. All the payment vouchers are with the Director of Finance.
Can you get us a copy, please?
Okay.
Thank you. Can you note it down? So you've indicated that you have lawyers that you use when you have issues. So why did you not think it necessary to employ or to obtain the services of a lawyer to review your contract?
Yeah, we are thinking about the sustainability, because when you hire, it means we have to be paying him every month, with or without any case.
How do you know that? Did you speak to a lawyer?
Yes, we make our inquiries that if we engage them, we put them on contract. It means within that period, that contract period, whether there is a case or not case, you have to be paying.
Mr. Ture?
Yes.
Did you engage the services of a lawyer to review this contract?
No, this particular contract, no. I said before, we rely on the...
Is that the only way to engage the services of a lawyer?
For this particular one, we didn't engage them.
I know that, but you're saying that you made inquiries and you were told that you have to pay legal fees every month, whether or not you have a case.
Yes.
Where did you make these inquiries?
I think when we discussed it at management, then we engaged the chairman, and later he advised us that if we have to take it, looking at the financial status of the council, it will be difficult for us to maintain. But we can do this. If we need the service, then we can look for...
So I'm asking you again, is it whatever the chairman says that you just go with? Do you make any efforts to verify?
No, I did not make any efforts to verify.
Did you speak to any lawyer to find out what their fees would be? What kind of services they can offer you?
No, we didn't. I didn't go ahead to verify on that.
You could not be bothered.
I should be bothered to do that, but I did not do it.
You complained about, in your letter to FACTS, you complained about, you asked them to tell you or give you a breakdown of the 2.5 million investment that they're supposed to make.
Yes.
Did you make it a term of your agreement that they have to give you this information?
At the time of the signing of the contract,
you didn't.
We didn't, but they
and
promised.
Before you signed the agreement, when you saw it, did you ask them for this information?
Yeah, they told us the investment that they are doing.
Did you ask them for the information? Did you say you wanted to know what they're investing in?
No,
you didn't care about that at that time?
We asked them, they promised that they will give it to us, but they never give it to us.
So then why go ahead to sign a contract when you don't know what you're doing, what you're getting into?
I think that was what prompted me to write this letter to them, so that at least we can review the contract.
It is easy to write the letter after you've entered into an agreement.
Yes.
If they're not legally obligated to give you anything, they don't have to give you anything. So I don't understand why something so serious for the council, you choose not to engage the services of a lawyer because you have legal minds in your council? Or is it the chairman you were relying on?
No, we don't have any legal person in the council.
So why would you think that you have expertise in contracts and contract law, and you go and sign an agreement binding the council for 10 years?
Yes, like I said, this one we depend on their company's lawyer.
Why would you depend on them? Are they there for you?
No, they are not there for us.
They're there for their individual interests.
Exactly.
And you should be protecting your individual interests. But you did not feel it was necessary to engage a lawyer to protect your legal interests.
It was very necessary. And I think after the expression of interest, in that letter, I think I mentioned, I have attacked the contract and everything to the ministry for them to, for onwards submission to the Attorney General's chambers for advice.
Did you not know the address of the Attorney General's chambers?
No, I have to go through our line ministry.
Who said that?
No, at that time, that's what I think it's right.
You thought it was right?
Yes.
You didn't think anything else. So when you were engaging the services of Mr. Fati or Mr. Kijera, that's your private engagement, is that not right? The council? For the council, yes. You did not go to the Ministry of Justice?
No, we did not.
You did not go through the line ministry?
No, because when we wrote to them about that one, we didn't get any reply. So this is why this time around, we didn't go through them.
So at any point in the period that you signed this agreement, January 2020 to date, have you had a lawyer review this agreement?
To look at this agreement? Yes. No.
Because you can't be bothered?
No, we are bothered because we felt that that time the mistake has already been occurred, and this is why we called them for a review. When we review it, then we send it to our lawyer for advice, to a lawyer that we used to hire them for advice.
You want
but
to...
It was never reviewed.
Sorry, you want to review it when you don't know what your legal rights are. You want to review it before you've engaged the services of the lawyer. So what's the point of engaging the services of the lawyer when you have decided what you want to do? Is it not the lawyer that advises you what to do?
Yeah, because we have seen that there are certain, that time we didn't engage the service of the lawyer.
You've already said that you've not engaged the services of a lawyer at all in respect of this contract.
Yes.
Okay.
After thoroughly going through the document, then I realized that there were some few things that are missing.
Like so what?
The exit clause that the contract can be terminated within this period, and some other few things.
Some other what? Do you want the agreement?
First, you need to revisit it because
Assistant Registrar.
Missing clauses.
Please hand the witness his copy.
Yes, because the document was also, we need approval from the ministry. Okay, thank you.
What document needs approval from the ministry?
We send our contract letters, the MOU and the framework agreement for onward submission to the Attorney General Chambers for advice. But we didn't
after you signed it? What advice do you expect after you signed it?
They can advise us that the contract that we have signed is not binding. So
why would it not be binding? Did you not agree on the terms that are in the contract?
Like I said, we signed it, but later we are not comfortable with it. This is why I said.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
You didn't send it to the Ministry of Justice. You sent it to your line minister.
This is what I mean. Yes.
And you didn't follow up.
We make a follow up.
Pardon?
I made a follow up.
Really? How did you make a follow up?
Through telephone calls.
You wrote?
No, I did not wrote.
What did you do?
I called.
Who did you call?
Called the permanent secretary.
Okay, and what did he tell you?
All what you tell me that we have forwarded it to the AG chambers and we are waiting for their approval.
Did you check with the AG chambers?
No, I never checked.
So how do you know it got there?
Well, I never checked. I just rely on this.
That's why I keep saying that you couldn't be bothered.
Okay.
Did you, when you didn't hear anything from the ministry, you also didn't engage the services of a lawyer yourself?
No.
So when did you write for for the ministry to forward it for advice? Was it not after you signed?
I could not remember, but the letter that I wrote for expression of interest, that was before we signed the contract.
So even though you did not get anything back from the ministry, you still went ahead to sign the contract?
Yes.
When you have no idea what you're doing? When you're binding the council to obligations that you cannot fulfill?
Yes.
And now 3 years later, you're in breach of the agreement, and you still have not taken it to a lawyer to look at and advise you?
Yeah, because I felt now for us to review it, we are already indebted with them. So when we finish paying, then we can review it.
Mr. Ture?
Yes.
Are you an expert at contracts?
No.
Are you an expert in law?
No.
Why would you assume that position then?
Which position?
You're deciding that you should finish paying before you get advice about reviewing.
Yeah, it looks to me...
That's the point.
Yeah, it's critical that you owe somebody and now you want to call him to change the whole...
That's why I asked you, are you a legal expert?
I'm not a legal expert.
How would you know what you can do and you can't do whilst the contract is subsisting?
That was my own assumption.
That's the point. You should not be assuming if it's something that is not your field.
Okay.
So why did you not take it to a lawyer?
No, that was the only thing that we owe them, and even taking it to the lawyer and advising us to review it, we have their money that we need to pay.
So do you know?
That was what's stopping me.
Do you know whether the contract can be terminated?
Yes, I think within a period of 3 months.
Whilst you're owing the other party, do you know whether the contract can be terminated?
When we owe them? No, I'm not sure of that one.
Okay, you don't know.
I don't
Do
know.
you know whether you have any legal remedies to protect yourself whilst you owe the other partners?
I didn't find out.
Okay. Yes. Do you know whether you can go to court to do anything about the agreement? I'm not going to give you legal advice, but I'm just asking you, do you know?
Yeah, what I know that they can take us to court for...
But do you know whether you can take them to court?
No, for this document?
Yes.
No, because...
So because you did not seek legal advice?
I didn't seek legal advice.
Because you didn't need legal advice?
I need it.
No, you
But I
didn't, because if you did, you would have done it. Where it was convenient for you,
Yes.
when it had to do with the money that you needed to receive from the market stalls, or when you had an executive directive you were not happy with, you got a lawyer. In fact, you hired two. And on top of that, your chairman went around asking for recommendations for a lawyer. But when it comes to something that is actually for the benefit of the council, you didn't bother to get a lawyer.
Now we are thinking when we finish paying their...
You think that?
We said when we finish paying them, then there's a time we go to...
Mr. Ture,
Yes.
if you don't know, don't assume.
Okay, thank
I
you.
think that's the only advice I can give. If you don't know, don't assume.
Thank you very much for that advice.
But I don't understand how you can choose when it suits you what to do, because it really looks like that's what you keep doing.
Not necessarily to choose when it favors me or not. But
you were not happy with the contract, right?
yes, I was not.
So
After a while,
I'm wondering why that alone would not have prompted you to get a lawyer to review it.
that we have not done it.
Do you know how much a lawyer costs?
Because
Do you know how much it costs?
based on the charges, depending on the nature of the issue,
Okay.
yes.
So you don't know whether it's 2,000, you don't know whether it's 5,000, you don't know whether it's 10. You don't have any clue because you didn't bother to find out. Your chairman just told you something and you ran with it.
Yeah, for this particular agreement, we didn't bother to find out.
Did you ask the general counsel? Did you tell them that you wanted to get it reviewed?
For it to be reviewed?
Did you tell them you wanted legal advice on this?
No, I didn't tell them about the legal advice, but they were aware of this information, this letter.
Did you tell the chairman that you wanted legal advice on this?
No, I never told the chairman, but I sent him these copies for us to review it. The whole agreement.
I don't remember if I asked you, but did the general counsel pass a resolution that you should enter into this agreement?
I think I should think so, yes. Because I don't
Can
think
you check and be sure?
Okay.
All right. Now, when you were coming up with the different sources of revenue for the agreement,
Yes.
who came up with this list?
This list, I assigned the finance department to come up with this list.
Who did you assign it to? At that time,
The director of finance.
that's
Babuka
Kante?
Kante, yes.
Okay. And this was meant to be the basis on which you would split the shares between yourself and 5C.
Yes.
Now, who came up with the sharing structure?
And this was discussed between us and 5C as part of the agreement.
And who gave them the baseline?
I gave them the baseline based on the advice from the management.
Whose management?
We, myself, the chairman, director of finance, and planner and engineer, and in some case the procurement, yes.
What informed that advice?
It's based on these revenue heads that we are expected to collect.
So when I'm asking you this, I mean, what made you think, let me share my revenue source 50-50 with somebody else?
Because we are partners, we believe we should be transparent.
Okay, so let me help you again. So they're providing you with machines,
Yes,
all right?
yes,
You're the ones, it is your staff that's going to go around and use these machines.
yes,
The machines are helping you better collect revenue,
yes,
as in to be able to track the revenue better.
yes,
Okay. Now these are machines that you probably could have accumulated over time if you were buying them yourselves. right?
Very right. We came to realize that later.
This is something you should have realized before you signed.
Okay, all right.
So you realize that you could probably buy these machines over a few years if you keep buying bit by bit, right? And you run parallel manual and digital at the same time until you can afford to buy it, right? Now, you're the ones providing the manpower.
Yes.
You're providing the internet.
Yes.
You're doing the monitoring.
Yes.
They're providing you with machines.
Yes.
Equipment. Sorry, the monitor.
Yes.
Training.
Training.
And you thought, let me give them half of all the revenue that I collect for 2 years. And then 40% for another 2 years.
Yes.
Going down until the 10-year mark. So I want to know what informed you to think, let me give them half of my revenue.
No, because we are using their machines to collect, and this was the agreement. That
The agreement was negotiated.
yes.
You decided that you
Yes.
were going to give them half of your revenue for providing machines to you.
Yeah, because we believe that the machines will bring efficiency, and when we start using the machines, we have seen some efficiency in terms of revenue leakages and other related form of revenue
Mr.
surplus.
Ture,
Yes.
you have said that in the machines, well, when you started using the machines, the task force report rather said, your staff have understated the number of businesses in your area.
Yes.
So whether the machines are there, the machines are not there, your issues are bigger than the machines.
Yes, because what is in the machine, that's what you collect. So if they went and assess, and the assessment is not complete.
Were your staff not still using the machines to get money from vendors?
Yes, what I mean, yes, they are using machine to get money from
So the
vendors.
machines would have made it more efficient, but if you had honest revenue collectors.
Yes, that is one. But what I want to explain is that when they did the assessment, it is the information that they collect from the field that is what is inputted into these machines. So whatever is not in the machines, the machine will not be able to collect that. This is why when the task force went, they have realized that what is in the system and what is in the field differs. So when the efficiency that the machine brought is that once they are with the vendors, they cannot change the figures anymore. But with the manual system, they can change the figures and write anything on the GTR and say, this is what Usman have paid.
So you went to an agreement where the partners have told you they're going to invest $2.5 million into the council over the period of the contract, which is 10 years. You never requested for information, or you never made sure you got the information that you needed before you entered into the agreement to know whether they actually would be investing $2.5 million, how they would be investing it. You just looked at the figure that they said and you decided, let me give them half of my revenue that you can't even afford to have in the first place.
This investment, they said it will include the machines that they are giving us for
Okay, so they have said that the machines cost $500 each, right? So
And
let's say, and this is a few years ago, but let's just take the rate today. So $500, say maybe at 64, to be conservative. 7,000, sorry, my calculator is misbehaving. Maybe you should do it as well. 500. So 32,000 per machine. Okay. You had 20 initially. That's 640,000 dollars approximately. And then you had another 9. So like under $1 million to get the machines. So say under $1 million for 30 machines.
They provide a laptop and a printer.
You've been buying laptops.
Huh?
How much do you buy a laptop for?
We normally buy second-hand laptops.
Okay.
Cost of $30.
How many laptops do you have in the council?
At that time, I think it was myself, Director of Finance, and the chairman. But
so
the
they provided you with 3 laptops?
That is his, no, they didn't provide.
They didn't provide you with the laptops?
They provide only 1 laptop for the IT office.
Okay, so they provided you maybe almost $1 million worth of machines and a laptop.
And they also provide us with 4 motorbikes.
Okay.
For the collectors, yes.
New motorbikes?
New motorbikes, yes.
Okay, and what else?
And maybe for hosting our program on their server.
Okay.
That
so
is the items we discuss to be part of.
Let's be generous and say 1.5 million worth of investment, dollars. That's barely a fraction of what they're telling you that they're investing in. At most, the council could have paid for hosting. You're not the first person who's been doing stuff like that in the country. If you bothered, I think the point is that if you bothered to research or even ask around a little bit, do some investigation, a little bit of due diligence, you would have realized that you don't actually, first you don't need all of this. But assuming that you can't afford it, all right, it would at least have informed your decision about your profit sharing.
Very right.
But you didn't bother to do any of that. You just spoke to the chairman of Brikama Area Council and decided to go ahead.
Yes.
After you wrote to the Ministry of Lands, the managing director said that there were meetings with the Ministry of Lands and Ministry of Finance about this. Is that right?
No, we never held any meeting with them, with our line ministry or Ministry of Finance, no.
So you were just carrying on by yourself?
I could not remember any.
Very well. Commissioners, I don't know whether you have any questions about this.
Mr. Ture, is it correct to
Madam
state
Chair.
that these POSs are over-the-counter products that you can buy over the counter?
Yeah, it's possible because later we try to make a survey. Yes.
Mr. Ture, answer the question first. Are they over-the-counter products?
They are over-the-counter products because let me explain.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, the software that they are using, is it something that you could have outsourced, you could have sourced as a one-off transaction?
Yeah, we would have done that, but we have not done it.
So now, let's get back to the letter that you wrote on the 16th of October 2020. You have indicated that on Monday 12th, there was zero collection of tax, right?
Yes, they wrote to us, because they are also monitoring the system, they wrote to us that there was a zero collection of tax. So the letter that I wrote back to them, caption zero collection, was a reply to their letter.
Was a reply to that?
Yes.
But from your letter, it was not indicative of that fact. But in any case, let me just ask the question.
Okay.
So you said the officers, you made mention of officers.
Yes.
That they have deployed. Can you explain to us to understand?
Those are the verification team.
That?
The verification team.
The verification team.
Yes.
But the way you stated the issue of the officers, is as if these people are interfering or meddling with your work. Is that not?
They wanted to bring their officers from Bursubi to Basse for them to be there. No, we told them that, well, I think our IT officer is capable enough to man these positions and take care of these machines. So there is no need for it.
Mr. Ture, I disagree. I don't think it is the IT officer that you were referring to in that letter. These are officers. Can you explain to us, for us to understand? Because you have tendered the document, so that we can have a proper understanding of what the content of that letter is.
Can you please remind me about the content, please?
Can we, Registrar, can we have the exhibits for yesterday?
Mr. Sise,
Mr. Ture. Yes, sir.
Whilst we are waiting for that, have you, during your tenure,
Yes.
sent anything to a lawyer to advise?
Regarding the 5C agreement?
Whatever.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Toure.
Yes.
Did you really carry out a comparative analysis? Because looking at the investments of the machine and the whole project, as per the lead counsel and yourself,
Yes.
it's not more than $2 million. Now, does that worth taking a huge chunk of your money for 10 years to be paying back into an investment of $2 million? Does it worth it?
Yeah, it doesn't worth it. But it was after when we signed this, I realized I made that analysis, and I realized that this, the whole MOU and the framework need to be reviewed. Okay. Because what they said, the $2.5 million, the project doesn't, the program doesn't work for that.
Okay. Let us come back. Did you compare how much you were collecting before the machines and how much you were collecting after the machines? Did you compare that figure? Do you have it?
I don't have the figure, but we've realized that there was an improvement.
The collection was more?
Was more, yes.
Before the machines?
Before the machines, yes.
Okay, thank you.
The letter you wrote to
Zero
5C
yes.
is the one dated the 30th of January 2021.
Okay.
And it's been exhibited with exhibit number LDC/OT/CEO/BSAC/014. Now, the letter for the 16th of October 2020, you have stated this you wrote to the CEO of 5C Energy. And take a look at the letter. It's not indicating that by the way, where is the letter that you are responding to? This letter, this 16th of October 2022.
That is an email. That was an email that was sent to us.
There are several letters.
Can
you?
Emails,
yes.
Emails, yes.
Several letters, yes.
I will check the email.
Okay, please note and give us all the letters. Now, let me read for you paragraph 3 of the letter you wrote to the CEO. You said,
yes,
the issue of having your officers on the ground, we don't have any problem with that, but I believe that we can manage our own affairs, and therefore we don't need any other personnel outside to manage our affairs. Please.
Yes.
This is what I was trying to refer to. Can you shed light on this?
Yes, they wanted to bring their officers to manage the system instead of our IT officer managing the system.
Okay.
So this is why we said we believe that we will be able to manage our own system.
Now, yes, okay, that is noted. But you've also stated that in the same letter, you have stated that the revenue collected on or before June 2020 shall not be part of the revenue sharing for 2020. What do you mean when you say that?
Yes, because from January to January to May, we are not been using their machines. We are using the GTRs.
No, that is not the reason.
We started using the machines in June 2020. So
No,
because we are using the GTRs, that was my main reason. But we are not able to come to an agreement on that because...
No, but that is not what you conveyed in this letter. The reason why, you understand, you will not include on or before June, that is, after June, you will not include any revenue on the on the sharing basis. It's not what you conveyed in this letter. There is a different reason which you conveyed in this letter. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct. But then what I wanted to say there is,
let's talk about the reason first before you start explaining. What was that reason?
The reason because those revenues that were collected before we have the machines, where we don't use the machine, we use the GTRs.
No.
So I believe that the ones that we use the GTR should not be part of the sharing.
No, but you have also stated here in the same letter that the reason why you are not going to it is what you said. It is worth noting that any revenue collected on or before June 2020 shall not be part of the revenue sharing. It's because revenues have already been collected. Is that not what you said?
Yes, we have been collecting revenue from January.
No. You said it has already been collected.
Exactly.
So which means they cannot go back. The collectors cannot go back to the field to collect revenue again. Is that not what?
Okay, maybe that is not.
No, but that is what you said in your letter.
Yes, ma. That is not my understanding of the.
No, but you wrote this letter.
Yes, what I mean by that is, because that time they have done, almost.
Okay, let me read for you so that you can recollect.
Okay.
You said, I'm reading verbatim. I'm not amending or correcting.
Okay.
I want to inform you that collections are now based on appointment to avoid officers being frustrated. This simply because most of these revenues were already collected before June 2020. Hence, Basse is quite different any other place that you may think of.
Yes.
Please help us understand what you mean.
What I mean by that?
Yes.
June onwards.
Yes.
Even now, the collections they are not as it used to be usual from January to May. Now you have to make appointments because already the huge bulk of the revenue has already been collected. So now the people that have not paid, you have to call them and remind them, and they will tell you come today or tomorrow or the next day. This is what I mean by it is based on appointment. It is not like it used to be like from January to May. This is my understanding of what I was trying to explain to them.
You also indicated in the same letter. We will take what you said.
Yeah.
But I am not convinced that this is what you meant when you said what you said. But in any case, we will take your evidence. You've also said that the machines were encountering a lot of problems, such as batteries, network issue, insufficient machines for collectors, and other technical problems. What other technical problems were existing?
That was before we started using the machines for even where there is no internet, the offline mode, because they promised that it's going to be
Musa aim command my like a barrels can breathe. Tell us a time, we must try to